All right, hi everybody. Ryan back here with you again. Today we're up here in Madison, Ohio at a shrub nursery. Picking up some couple racks of shrubs that are going down into, well, actually just in the state of Ohio, going down by Columbus, then all the way down to South Point, down by the Ohio River. And 5 stops, Walmart stores. Pays really well. Pays almost $8 a mile, and I'm not even leaving the state of Ohio for the most part, except for when I come back. I'm just going to come back home after the fact, after we get done with this, because I got some other stuff to do going on here towards the weekend and Friday and all that. So like I said, paying almost $8 a mile, like $2,100 on this load gross amount. So pretty good week. Been doing pretty well with the short stuff. Haven't got any settlement videos out on that yet, but probably do like a month's review or something here once I get a good track record going. Been mostly home every day, and then I get home and get buried in my other farm work and everything else going on at home and all that. So I haven't been getting a lot of trucking videos out. I know if you guys are interested in the farm stuff that we were doing on this channel before, you can check out the new farm channel if you're interested in that stuff. So I'll have my wife put the link in there for that. And so if you're interested in that stuff, subscribe and hit the bell for the updates and all that, so you can see that stuff if you're interested in it. So other than that, I got this load, trying to get loaded here. I've been here for 2 hours now, and I don't know what the deal is. So it's supposed to be ready by noon, and we're at almost 1:30 now. So hopefully get out of here, get back home, and got some other stuff to do. So I just wanted to do kind of a little update with some stuff we got going on. And then kind of in the same video, I was going to talk about the LOSM website for Landstar, which they don't really tell you about. I know I never was told about it in orientation or in the cabs class. It's a good website for looking at your CSA scores and your DOT inspections and all that, or roadside DOT inspections, not like your truck inspections. But there's part of it's for that, and there's a bunch of other stuff in there. I haven't looked at a lot of it, but I use it for that. And you can actually go in and look at all your shipments, all the loads that you've done, and you can actually see if you're going to get paid for a load or not by the different icons on there. So it's a useful tool to where if you turn your paperwork in and you're kind of close to the cutoff. Like for me, my cutoff is Mondays at 2 p.m. But a lot of times if I get loads in, I get paid on Wednesdays. So a lot of times if I get loads in early on, on Tuesday mornings, like before noon, I'll usually get paid for those loads too. And I always go back in LOSM and see if I got the right icon, then I know I'm going to get paid for it. So it was always good to check on those loads just to make sure, because I just had a week or two ago, I delivered a load like at 8 a.m. I was finished at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Got the paperwork sent in. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this in on this paycheck. And I didn't check it afterwards, later in the day. So I called Wednesday. I looked at my settlement Wednesday morning before I got paid. And you didn't get the printout like I show you guys, the settlement statements. And it wasn't on there. So I got back in LOSM and looked and seen that it had been processed yet. So I was like, it should have been processed. So I called up Landstar and told them that whole scenario. I thought I should have got paid for this and blah blah blah. And they said, well, there was a problem with there's no proof of delivery on it. I was like, what do you mean there's no proof of delivery? There's a stamp. It was at a I was actually at Giant Eagle up here in Bedford Heights. I delivered up there, and they just put a stamp on it, and somebody signs it. Well, they stamped it like in the middle, and I guess they overlooked it, so they didn't process it, and somebody was supposed to call me. So a lot of times on those types of things, they might be supposed to call you back, but it might be a day or two before somebody calls you back, and even though you should have got paid for that load, you won't get paid till the problem's fixed. So it's always good to kind of stay on top of it, and with this website you can. So I'll show you guys that here momentarily. I'll get on my phone. It's kind of awkward on your phone with the searches. For some reason, you'll have to search twice. You'll search the first time and it won't show you what you want. And you'll go back in with the exact same parameters and search it for a second time. Then the stuff that you want to see pops up for some odd reason. So, but I'll show it to you. So it is what it is. But it's nice to keep an eye and track your loads. It's good for detention as well. Because once that's been processed, and if on the final freight bill that the agent submits, if you don't see detention added on there, then you're not going to get detention on that load unless it's on that final freight bill that's been turned in to Landstar to charge the customer. So if you got an agent promising you detention after you turn all your paperwork in and it's been processed, or hopefully before it gets processed, I'd get back in there and check and make sure it's been added to the final freight bill. Because like I said, if it's not on there, you're not getting paid for it. So here's what it is. Other than that, So kind of before we get to, before I get into the LOSM on my phone here and show you guys a screenshot of that, kind of I know we've been talking about a lot of different plans and all that. I mean, at first I was talking about looking at hotshot thing, and now kind of backed out of that with kind of the what's going on in the country and all that. Because I think a lot more people coming out oil fields, stuff like that, are probably going to be getting into that. And I've talked to some other guys who've noticed a lot more guys, seen a lot more hotshot guys out there lately and stuff too. So even though I did have some other business plans to go with that, we kind of decided to go against that investment. So then I was talking about here a couple of weeks ago, we were looking at a piece of property that had a smaller shop on it, not quite big enough for trucks, but we could be added on to. It was about 3.5 acres. I already had a good size gravel lot in the back that was fenced in, and I was looking at doing like a truck parking, long-term truck parking, monthly truck parking thing, and for truck and trailers and for campers or stuff like boats and stuff like that if need be, people were interested. And then kind of it had a little storefront. It used to be an old gas station, so I was looking kind of using that for our farm store, and then eventually building a bigger shop to do truck mechanic, equipment mechanic stuff, services and all that stuff over there as well. So we're working with our bank and all that, and unfortunately the place that we're interested in, they have an offer in on it with somebody else right now, so it looks like it's probably going to sell. And it was going to be a pretty big investment anyways. I mean, kind of get started there, I was probably looking at about $250,000. And we have a pretty good amount of money to kind of pull together to put down on it. So, but we still probably be looking at borrowing around $150,000. And, on commercial property, the interest rates are higher. There's a lot more requirements, and this kind of was kind of a long, drawn-out process. So I kind of want to get back into the mechanic and business, doing services and stuff like that. And I would have liked to have a place where, with truck parking and all that, to have some kind of a passive income as well, maybe to pay your taxes on the property, and may have a little bit of the payment and all that. But it's just hard with when you live in an area that has zoning laws and requirements and all that. You can find a perfect property, then you call your zoning officer or township or whatever, and they're like, oh, you can't do that there. So it's really tough to kind of find the right property for the right price where you can actually do what you want to do in a good area. Because I found another place that was vacant, 5 acres, vacant land that was zoned commercial/residential, right on a state route, and for a good decent price, like $130,000, a little over 5.25 acres. And I talked to my zoning guy, and he's like, yeah, they'll never, in that area, it's more for like a strip mall or a 9-to-5 type of business and this and blah, 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 blah. So, and I'd hate to spend that amount of money on a piece of property, then not be able to do what I want with it. So it's just been kind of tricky. So kind of where I decided to start is I'm thinking about, I'm going to buy a service truck and kind of get set up to do on-site service, roadside service, on-site oil changes, services, that type of stuff. And for trucks, and and for heavy equipment and farm equipment as well. Kind of looking to work on all that stuff. I got experience with all that. So looking at a truck today. As soon as I get out of here, there's a service truck I want to go look at. It's not too far down the road from where I live. So I want to go check that guy out. And I'm kind of looking to do all this cash, stay as much as I can to cut down on having payments and all that on something. So I found looks like a halfway decent service truck. I want to look at that. And then once I get a service truck, I'm going to invest in some more kind of specialty tools. I was looking at getting the J-Pro software so I could hook up to basically anything, Cummins, Packard, Volvo, Freightliner, Detroit, all that stuff. So it's pretty expensive. It's a little over $6,000 for that software, but that would give me the capabilities to work on a lot more. And then the kind of the final piece of the puzzle here, I know I've said, I don't know how much I've talked about this before, but I know when I talked to other people, I said I would never do this. But I'm thinking about going ahead and doing some work to this truck, my T660, probably putting the new transmission in, doing the interior, stuff like that, just bringing her back up to a nice condition. And then I'm thinking about keeping the truck on with Landstar and bringing on a driver to put in the truck, like on a percentage basis or something. So haven't got all the details kind of worked out yet. I'm still talking to Landstar to kind of see. I mean, I've talked to them a little bit about it. And so, I mean, I think it might be a good opportunity for me to make a little bit of money on the truck. And somebody else, a guy that maybe don't want to buy a truck yet, and maybe wants to try Landstar out, try you know, it's kind of the owner operator thing out, and without taking all the risk. And you know, I'd probably do it to where somebody, they'd have access to the load board, they could, you know, go wherever they want, kind of work the schedule they want, that type of thing. Pretty much like what I'm doing, but be working for a percentage, you know, get a percentage of the line haul. And you know, I'd be kind of fronting the truck, the fuel, and all that type of stuff. So it pretty much be about the same. I mean, somebody would be doing about the same thing I'm doing, picking their loads, going where they want, kind of feeling it out and all that, and kind of working on a percentage type deal. So haven't got all the details worked out on that yet. But like I said, it could be a good opportunity, like I said, for myself. You know, I'm going to make a little bit on the truck, hopefully. You know, I'll still be doing all the maintenance and all that, and covering insurance and all that type of stuff. And then, like I said, for somebody that kind of wanted to try it out without going full in with buying a truck and all that, could be a good opportunity for somebody. Maybe they want to do it for 6 months or a year, feel it out. Then you'd already be qualified with Landstar. Then you could just buy your own truck and come right over on your own. So, so we're going to kind of look at that. Like I said, I've always said that I wouldn't bring on drivers or put on another truck, but Kate, I don't really want to get rid of the truck since we're so close. The truck's almost paid off and all that. I'd rather put about 10 grand into it. Like I said, I'd probably put a new transmission in, redo the interior, new seats and all that, clean it up real good. A couple other little things I want to do on it just to get her ready, you know, to run for another 700,000 miles, hopefully. So, so that's kind of what we're looking at with the business, crazy business ideas and all that. So, I mean, pretty soon I might be looking for customers in Northeast Ohio area for truck equipment, and tractor, farm equipment services and all that. We'll get a website up on that, probably, you know, with all the details, hopefully pretty soon, as soon as I get something nailed down. So that's kind of what we got going on in my mind right now and with what we've been talking about. So other than that, like I said, I wanted to show you guys that LOSM website, give you guys a little bit of useful information today. So I'll go ahead and get right in on that, and then afterwards we'll wrap up and call it a day. All right, so I'm here on the Landstar Online, and the way you find this is hit those little bars up in the top left corner. You go down to links, and then you'll see LOSM down here, the third one from the bottom on the yellow. So click on that, and it opens up another window. And then you got all this stuff. So you got Shipment Manager up here at the top, CSA Online Snapshot. So you got that status update minute. The Shipment Manager and the CSA Online Snapshot are the two that I use the most. Direct Documents, that's obviously your settlements where you can access them through here. Direct Scan is Landstar's scanning. They have their own scanning program you can use, which that only charges you $1 instead of $1.75. Like Transflow charges you $1.75, I believe. So it's a little bit cheaper, but it's kind of a hassle. I always had to use the scanner and the printer, so it was a real hassle setting it all up to do that. It's for 75 cents or whatever. I just use the other one. So I'll show you guys CSA Online Snapshot first. And so it shows you your rank. Like I'm 221 out of 503. I have no CSA points, no Landstar points, no crash points. This is the last 24 months. And these are all zeros, obviously. I've had 2 inspections. I had it in, and it shows like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I've had two level 3s in the last 2 years. I had one. This first one, you can actually go to inspection details, and they've got them in here to where to show you. So I had one in New Mexico, and that was a good clean inspection. That was actually on my birthday, so the guy was real nice to me. Then I had one down in Arizona where I got pulled over, and the guy actually, he said I was tailgating. I was like 30 feet away in traffic, so I mean, I don't know what you expect. I mean, if you leave any more space than that, then they're going to keep cutting in on you, so it is what it is. And then he said my VIN number wasn't, my plate number was coming up with a different VIN number, so they gave me 2 two hits for that, but there wasn't any CSA points for those 2 violations. But like I said, you can actually click on it, and it should bring it up here. Yeah, it tells exactly. Yeah, 35 feet behind black sedan. And it says my license plate came back for a 2003 Freightliner, but I called the state of Indiana and it wasn't in there. So, so that's that. So you can get on here and you can open those up and see all those. So that's kind of cool. You know, just for your information. So we'll go back again and I'll show you guys the shipment manager. Okay, shipment manager. Now this thing is kind of glitchy. It's kind of weird because you'll do a search and what you want won't come up. Then you'll go back and do a new search. Then you put in the same parameters and it brings up right what you want. So it's, you get advanced shipment and we'll go to delivered. And you have to like type it in, but then it has to have that drop down. So we'll put in here the last from the 1st to the 9th. And you see it's only giving me 2 loads. In this load here, I put in delivered, and these loads are not delivered. I'm getting loaded for this load right now. That's why you see the little truck with that icon there. In this picture of the second one there, it shows the picture of the truck with the big blue arrow. That means you're not even there yet to the pickup. So these are the next 2 loads I have. So watch. Now we'll go back, and those weren't even put in with that date that I put in. Those were back on the 9th. I mean, you know, I put in from the 1st to the 9th. So we'll hit new search. And we'll go back and, yeah, like I said, on your phone, you have to like manually delete this. Delivered, and we'll do this again. We'll go from the 1st to the 9th. So put in the exact same parameters, and it's going to give us a completely different list. So there we go. Now we actually have all the delivered loads. Now see these the circles with the green check marks? Those means they've been processed. I'm going to get paid for it. So this one with the blue star, that means the load's done, but it hasn't been processed yet. So that's the one I delivered this morning. So it's only 1:44 right now in the afternoon. So there's a good possibility that it may get processed today and I might get it on my settlement tomorrow. But unless, like, when I check it tonight, if I don't have that blue circle with the green check, that means you're going to get paid for it. So like if my cutoff was yesterday and I get on there today, like say I got that load in yesterday before 2 and I get on there this morning and I see that blue star, I'm going to call Landstar and ask them what's going on with it. Like, hey, is there a problem with it? I mean, I just want to make sure I'm going to get paid for it. If I got it in before their guaranteed cutoff, I always want to stay ahead of it. So those are the symbols there. Now, if you want to see the freight bill, like I was talking about before, to make sure you're getting detention, that type of stuff, you just click on it, and then you go to images. I don't have any images. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know. I gotta do this all again. I didn't put in the dates, but and then you gotta do it again. Like I said, you always gotta do it. You always have to search twice to get what you want for some reason. Maybe it'd be different on a computer. So we'll go to C.H. Robinson load here. Click on that. Images. Now, why isn't it giving me any images? Let's go back to shipment list. And we'll try images over here, partial. Okay, there we go. Confirmation sheet, freight bill. So you want to go down to freight bill, and that's going to show you this is what you get paid from. So you see you've got the line haul there for $773. Then they broke $200 out on the securement to give me 100% of that $200, and then the fuel surcharge was $77. So put me down at $10.50. So if like I said, detention, if you don't see detention on this final freight bill, guys, you're not going to get paid detention, because this is what Landstar sends. This is what they bill off of, this final freight bill. So if you're promised detention, when you see that, if you check up on this, you see that little circle with the blue circle with the green check mark where it's been processed, get in here, check the freight bill, and on this line items in the center, you should see detention on there. But if not, you're not getting paid for it. So this is a good way to keep everybody honest and get on there and check. And then, like I said, you don't see it on there, I'd call up the agent like, hey man, you promised me you're gonna give me detention on this or whatever. If they did promise you, and then you can question them about it. So, and say, hey, I don't see it on the final freight bill. So that's pretty much LOSM, guys. It's pretty, there's some the tracing details, but that's all pretty irrelevant. But it tells you who the customer is and all that stuff. But it's pretty cool. Like I said, I just use it to check to see if I'm getting paid for a load or not. And if something's been hanging out there for a while, like if I would have turned something in on a Wednesday and now here it is Monday and I should be getting paid for it, and I'd be calling them up and like, hey, what's wrong with this? Because like I said, stuff falls through the cracks. A lot of these people are working at home and they act like it's so hard to do their job. And I mean, if you're at home, I think your job should be that much easier. I wish I could do my job from home. So there's always an excuse for something. And again, stuff does this happen. It's just the way it is. So, but it's good just to keep an eye on things, stay on top of stuff. You stay on top of stuff, you'll have less problems. So that's LOSM. I'll shut up now and we'll wrap up here. All right, guys, so that's the LOSM website with Landstar. Like I said, nobody ever told me about it. I'm just one of those people. I get on the website and start clicking on stuff and playing around and went down the links, and actually found it and seen like, oh, what's this, and looked into it. And like I said, the two most useful things that I saw on there were the CSA snapshot, where it tells you like has all your inspections and all that, and your points with Landstar, your points with CSA, and all that good stuff. And then the load search, shipment search, or shipment manager. That's just nice to kind of keep a handle on your loads and make sure you're getting paid for what you're supposed to get paid for, which I've never been screwed by. I mean, I've had one or two agents that said, oh, I only get you detention, and they're spineless and don't want to go back to their customer and try to get it. And maybe they don't want to hurt their relationship or whatever, but I mean, if you're not going to give it to me, just tell me you're not going to give it to me. I mean, it is what it is. So, I've had some agents that actually, they'll come out and say like, yeah, I'm not, for an hour, I'm not going to go to my customer or whatever. And it is what it is. So, so it's good for that, just to kind of stay on top of what you got going on. And, in those, and just to make sure you're getting paid. I mean, because like I said, sometimes you might have an issue with the bill lading, and they might not call you for a day or two. Then that could cause you not to get paid for it or something, so, or be delayed. But usually, if I got my paperwork in on time and there was a problem, Landstar typically almost every time they'll go ahead and they'll go ahead and pay me for it. They'll just put it on a separate. They'll put it right on my com data card that day sometime, and then I'll see it actually be the paper. You'll see it on your next settlement statement, but it'll be on there. Then it will subtract it, because since you already got paid for it. So that's when they'll do the math or the accounting on it on your next statement, if they do pay you, if you had it in on time. But if you didn't have it in, like in that situation I was in, since I submitted the paperwork Tuesday, it wasn't guaranteed pay, so they didn't pay me for it. But it's, my cutoff is at Monday at 2, so it is what it is. But if I would have seen early, I might have been able to give them a call, and we maybe could have got it in. So it's good to stay on top of that stuff. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed that. Hope it helps you out if you're looking for that information. Again, you guys know we're always doing Landstar stuff, owner-operator stuff, truck maintenance, and all that on this channel. And like I said, we moved all the farming stuff over to the new channel, which we'll have the link below, and you guys can check that out if you're interested. But again, with both channels, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates, like the video. And again, thanks for all the support, comments, and all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. So we'll see you next time.